Okay, so now we'll zoom into India. He's a god brother of ours that has spent many years again with Srila Gurudev in India. He is always one of the persons that you see in the kind of rolling up his sleeve in Parikram and getting the job done. And he also does some preaching in India as well. And I just want to just double check is here. Yeah, he is. Okay, it's none other than our Rohini Nandan Prabhu from India. Rohini Nandan Prabhu, can you hear me? Is he there? He was there. Rohini Nandan Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Danut so. Yeah, Haribol. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Did you want to come on video or no? You can't.
Actually, I'm sitting in my car. And,
okay, no problem.
As I told you that we were busy in programs since morning.
Yeah.
So again and again, back to back, few programs related to Srila Gurudev. We're preaching his message. We are just trying to unite everyone for the main function which is coming in February.
Most wonderful. Rohini Nandan Prabhu, you continue speaking, no problem.
Gurve Gaur Chandrai Radhikai Tadalai Krishnai Krishna Bhaktai Tad Bhaktai Namo 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 Vishnu Padai Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sudaksham Audarya Madhurya Gunascha Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Hantam Narayanam Tvam Sasanamami Namo Vishnu Padaya Bhakti Siddhanta Sthapine Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Vamana Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. I would like to clear one more thing that I'm not so used to speaking in English because over here we are doing programs in Hindi only. So I will make a lot of mistakes. I humbly request you all to please forgive me for that. I first of all pray on the lotus feet of my Diksha Guru Pad Padmanitra Leela Pravashtom Vishnu Padashtotar Shashri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj. My Shiksha Gurupad Padma Nitya Leela Pravishtom Vishnu Padashtotar Shashri Bhakti Vedanta Srila Swami Maharaj. Anitya Leela Pravishtom Vishnu Padashtotar Shashri Bhakti Vedanta Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj. I just pray on the lotus feet just to have some grace and mercy on me so that I can try to glorify them, because what I have heard and even seen in Vaishnavas, that who actually can glorify someone or can glorify Srila Gurudev or any Vaishnav, the person who has got some sambandh gyan, who has some realization, who has some attachment, developed some attachment or developed some kind of relationship with them. But an unfortunate soul like me, I was just, because if I can remember those days, that time when I was around Gurudev, around Vaishnavas, but at that time I feel I was just so childish that I was just absorbed in the external beauty of Srila Gurudev. But it was so attractive that even if Gurudev was speaking Hari Katha, I was just like, I used to just sit in front of him or sit somewhere where I can see him properly, so that I can just keep watching him. His every moves, the way how he moves his lips, how he is watching others, how he's seeing anyone, or how he's reciprocating to the devotees who are coming and giving their offerings, somebody offering clothes or anything, and how he's reciprocating with them, how he's talking to them, how he's smiling, how he's asking others, how the way he's laughing. So I really I just feel that the Hari Katha which he spoke at that time, I think so it was not entering my ears, but yes, he was entering uh, through the eyes, because I still remember, and it has been an everyone who has taken darshan of Gurudev, that that whenever we were in front of Gurudev, or the first time when I was in front of Gurudev, that eye contact, those blue eyes, when it just gave a glance on you, gave a glance on you, it was kind of an X-ray, or maybe some scanning done on you, or some I could feel that there is some electricity going through my body, or there is some scanning going through my body, and Gurudev, through his glance, he took all the internal, you can say, the internal information out of that jiva, that yes, I have now got his report, and yes, I will now take care of him or her. I really remember that day, the first darshan of Srila Gurudev. I just came, and Gurudev was coming downstairs, and he was just out of Delhi Mart, and he was just stepping down. Uh, he was with uh, Sripad Madhav Maharaj and Sripad Brajnath Prabhu. He was holding the hands of Madhav Maharaj, and he was just stepping down, and I was just standing just next to the stairs, and he just gave a glance, and I was like, what is this? What what happened to me? I was not able to speak. And then one senior brahmachari Prabhu, he just came, and he just uh, told me that, why are you standing here? Can't you see that Gurudev has moved over there? Gurudev is going for the morning walk. And I was completely speechless, and I was, I couldn't feel that what exactly happened to me. I was not able to make out that what has actually happened with me. So if as Didi, you said that yes, if we go back in those days and those memories, we just turn speechless, because there are no words that we can express. But still, by his blessings, his grace, and by the blessings of Vaishnavas, and whatever we have heard from him and other Vaishnavas, I will just try to give some Pushpanjali at his lotus feet. We start our day with Guru Ashtakam, Sansara Dava Nalali Daloka, Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam, Praptasya Kalyana Gunar Navasya, Vande Guru Shri Charnar Vindam. In this verse, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti is glorifying Srila Gurudev. And really, if we see that this verse, whenever I just take this name, this word, Gurnana Vasya, it is though it is taken for Thakurji, for Bhagavan. He is the Arnav, he is the ocean of gunas, he is the ocean of qualities. All the qualities come from him. But whatever I have a little realization of Srila Gurudev, or what, mostly I've heard about Srila Gurudev from his followers, or maybe the acharyas of other mats also, that he was the ocean of qualities. If we see that a Vaishnav has 26 qualities, and the foremost quality being completely surrendered to Krishna, we, Gurudev was just completely surrendered to Srimati Radhika, the internal potency of Krishna. And those other 25 qualities, it was in abundance, that he was distributing those qualities to other, that, okay, just come to me, just have my Sangha, and I will turn you into this. Like somebody from some other society, they just spread a rumor, oh, after Narayan Maharaj will go, this Gaudiya Math will collapse. And at that time, Gurudev said that if this Narayan Maharaj will go, he will leave six Narayan Maharaj after him. So that was the kind of uh, surety, assurance which he used to give. He used to give to his followers, his dependents, anyone who is just coming to Srila Gurudev. And it's not that only a person who is coming with faith or uh, some feeling of dedication, only he or she was accepted by Gurudev. We saw that he even accepted those who had the mood of rivalry, or they were just anti Gurudev. Gurudev was even akritado, this quality. He was he was even pleased by the people who were anti him, like the other Gaudiya. There were few other Gaudiya societies who were kind of anti Gurudev. They were banning Gurudev. And one of our Maharaj, Shripad Shoti Maharaj, he also told his experience that I just saw a founder devotee distributing books in front of his ISKCON, and I just took that book and I went to Mathura. I was just fully I was really very angry that why she's doing that. You are of a different society. We are a different society. I was in a he said that I was in a total mood that I wanted to fight with this Narayan Maharaj, that why you are telling your disciples to do that and just stop them doing this. But he said that the moment I went to him, he listened to me, and his darshan, his kind of speaking, he he talked so politely and lovingly with me that I just forgot that what I was, why I came over here. And he just lost his heart at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. And we can see that at that time he was brahmachari and he took sannyas from Srila Gurudev. So it is not just him. There were many. I remember that when Gurudev was doing his sickness pastimes, he was taken to Govardhan, and at that time there was one doctor, and uh, the devotees wanted that the doctor should, if he could come to Govardhan and just see Gurudev and just give his some, he can give some diagnosis. He can just give his opinion about what exactly is going on or something like that. The doctor was very egoist. He said that, oh, you don't know what I am. You can see that people take up prior appointments and they are still waiting for appointments from me. I'm such a big doctor, and you want to me to travel in a small taxi and see him? Oh, please. But still, somehow he was convinced that okay, please come and see. He came, but he was still filled with so much ego. He came over there, but he was filled with so much ego. He came, and the moment he entered Gurudev's room, he was completely shocked. He said that I don't know what's happening to me. I'm shivering. I'm shivering. Internally, I'm shivering. Who is this personality? He's so I cannot take I cannot I'm not able to make out that who am I actually right now? What's happening to me? And he just fell at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, and he asked for sorry that, oh, I committed some offense. I was thinking so bad about him. I had a totally a different mentality. I was thinking totally different, but oh, he's totally different. I can just see him. And when Gurudev spoke few words, he was just lost. So we can see that he was an ocean. He was an ocean of mercy, mercy of Srimati Radhika. He came over here in this material world for that only. He came here to give that mercy, that love to us. I know I still, this is the things which I have heard. I'm still yet to realize those things. And then maybe after realization I might glorify him more. but but this yes, we, many of us can like the senior god brothers and sisters, I know, whenever I listen to them, they are just always telling them he was very loving, he was very caring, he was so affectionate, that yes, that the term which, or that thing, that Siddhant which we hear from the Shastras or Vaishnavas, that Guru is like thousands and millions of mothers together. That affection a Guru gives. So that kind of affection was there in him. He used to give that, and still he is giving. Like after Gurudev, uh, he just disappeared from these material eyes, but he's still present. I still remember one incident that there was some discussion going on between few god brothers. I was standing over there and we were just discussing whether he is here, who can realize him, and is he still watching me? Is he still taking care of me? I'm so irresponsible. I'm the most fallen disciple of Srila Gurudev, and I'm just a stamped disciple, maybe. But will he be watching me? Is he taking care of me? Do he notice us? Does he notice us, that what I'm doing, what I'm not doing? So that thing was there in the mind. But in the coming weeks, there were few incidences that I was completely shocked. There was a girl. She was new. She was new to join Mat. She came to Mat and she was offering her pranams to Srila Gurudev's photograph, which is there in the temple hall. And she was just weeping. She was just crying in front of that photograph, and she was just talking to that photograph. Like she was talking to Gurudev, I'm sorry. And she was saying, "Oh Gurudev, this, and go Gurudev, this." She was just talking something, and then some devotee came over there and said that, "Oh, whom are you talking to?" She said that, "I'm talking to Gurudev." He said, "Oh, this is photograph of Gurudev. You don't know? He is actually." And she said, "Okay, if this is the photograph, I want to talk to him in real. Okay, take me to him. Where is he?" Then they told that, "Oh, now you cannot meet him. You can just pray to this photograph. He is now not present in this world." She became more sad and she started crying more. "Oh, I wanted to meet him. I cannot meet him again. How is this possible? Oh, I wanted to meet him. I wanted to talk to him. I heard a lot about him. I was not knowing that he has left. He's not here." And she was so depressed. She went back home, and maybe that night itself or the next night she got a dream, and Gurudev came in her dream, and he was saying that, "Oh, why you are sad? Why you are crying? Don't you know I'm staying in that same place? That is my home. I stay over there. And you were not talking to that photograph, you know? It was me. I know each and every line. I still remember what you were talking to me. So don't get disheartened. Anytime, every time, whenever you want to meet me, come there. I'm staying there. You know, upstairs you can go, and there is my room. I still stay in that room." And then that girl, she came to us and she told us about her dream, and I thought maybe something going in her mind, so she got a dream and she's just thinking about that. So I was not so serious that time. I thought, okay, she's a new girl, how can Gurudev come to her? She has not even seen him, and she maybe she's just imagining him, and she's just imposing her thoughts on Gurudev. Then I used to go to ISKCON also, and I got friends with one of the person, a manager working in the canteen. So he got me introduced to a young devotee over there, and he told me that, "Oh, this Prabhu, his parents are initiated from Gaudiya Math in Calcutta," and he introduced that Prabhuji to me and me to him. And he told that, "Oh, this is Rohini Prabhu. He comes from Gaudiya Math. There is one Gaudiya Math in Janakpuri." So he asked me, "Okay, is there any Gaudiya Math here?" Yes, I told, "Yes, there is one in Janakpuri and one in Chaitanya, one near the New Delhi railway station." He said, "Yes, I have visited over there. I have taken darshan over there, but I want to see yours." I said, "Okay, you can come." The next day I called him. I took him to the Math. I showed him that, "Oh, this is this." He attended the Aarti. He went into the room of Srila Gurudev, and he sat over there. He was doing some prayers and he just offered his pranam. And I just told something about Gurudev, that He is our Acharya, he is my Gurudev. He is the one who, by his mercy and blessings, this mutt has appeared in Delhi. So something like that. I just told him, and I just told him that, see, I feel that if you have any difficulty, anything, you can just pray to him. He will really help you. You know, Swami Prabhupada, like Srila Swami Prabhupada. I really prayed to him, and he opened the ways to Srila Gurudev. So you can pray to him, and you are in search of of your Gurudev. He will surely help you. So he, after a few days in the morning time, he just called me. He was trying to call me, but I didn't pick up. I was busy. I was rushing for my office. I went to my office and then I called him back. What happened, Prabhu? Why you were calling in so early? Why were you calling so early morning? So he said that, I want to meet you today. Can we meet in the mart? I said, okay, we can meet. He met me and he had tears in his eyes. I said, what happened, Prabhu? Any problem? Any job problem? Or any partner problem? Anything like that? He said, no, 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 Prabhu. Something miraculous happened with me. I'm not able to understand it. Why it happened to me? I don't even know him, and I have not even seen him. And I even didn't pray to him, and I didn't even thought of him. I was like, what? He said that 2 3 times I have come to Mud, but yes, once only with you only I went to your Gurudev's Bhajan Kutir, and next time though I just came and I just attended Aarti and I went back. But you know what happened today early morning? Maybe it was the time of Brahma Muhurta. I saw a dream. Shila Gurudev came. Your Gurudev was in my dreams. I said, okay, just tell me what exactly happened. He said, I was standing in the on the shore of an ocean. Okay, and I just saw that from the land side there was a very big, very furious elephant, big red eyes, big teeth, and he was just running towards me in a mood to kill me. And I'm really afraid of that elephant, and I want to save my life, and I'm running into the waters. I'm just running into the waters, and I am feeling that, oh, behind is the elephant, it will kill me, and I don't know swimming, and I'm going into the waters, and this water will kill me. Oh, now no one can save me. No one can save me. He was just having that thought in his mind, that in the dreams I'm thinking that, oh, now no one can save me. I'm just lost. I will die. He said, I don't know. I've never even thought of that thing. Suddenly, your Gurudev emerged from the water with a very big body, very effulgent body. And he just took me on his hands, and he's saying in Bangla, because this Prabhuji was from Bengal. He's saying that your Gurudev was talking in Bangla. Did he knew Bangla? I said, yes, he used to speak in Bangla. Yeah, yeah. He gave speeches in Bangla. He spoke very beautiful Harikatha in Bangla. So yes, Gurudev, your Gurudev was speaking in Bangla, and he showed me, oh, why you are afraid? I'm there to protect you. Don't worry. You came to my place. You remember? I still live there. I'm there only. So whenever, if you feel any doubt, or if you are afraid of anything, if you want to talk to me, come to that place. I'm there only. And that Prabhuji was telling me, and I then thought that, oh, the last time that girl came to me and like came to us and told her dream, maybe I'm taking this very lightly, or I didn't take it seriously, took it seriously, and I was thinking that, oh, it just happened because she was imagining. But this guy, he was not even imagining, he was not even praying, he was not even thinking of Gurudev, and still Gurudev came. Then I just felt that this is an offense which I have made on Shila Gurudev. Then just to make me realize this thing has happened again. He wants me to feel this and realize that I have not gone anywhere. Yes, I might not appear in front of your material eyes, but I'm still there looking at you. I'm noticing you, your each and every activity. I'm there to protect you. Like I forgot the Didi's name. She told me that once she was attending in a live Harikatha, Gurudev spoke that even if my shishya, anyone who has surrendered to me, if he or she by any chance goes to hell, I will go to hell and I will take her out of that, take her or him out of that hell. I'm responsible. I take the responsibility. So that time I felt that, oh, I still have to know a lot about Srila Gurudev, and I really feel that that was not the like that maybe the first time, but again and again at many instances, he was again and again giving that assurance that you just move on, you just move. You want to do some seva? Don't worry, I'm there. If you want to do it for me, I'm there. I faced, I in my personal life, I faced many challenges, many troubles, but I was thinking that what will happen, Gurudev? And somebody and some senior disciple of Srila Gurudev, they told me that you just surrender to Gurudev, you just pray to Gurudev. Why you are worried? Just pray to Gurudev and tell that, oh Gurudev, just help me. I want to surrender to you. I want to serve you. And just do this and you will get surely get results. And this really happened. And this is not even happening with me. This is happening with everyone. So sometimes if now someone says that, oh, Gurudev has left us, I really it's my feeling. I'm not hurting anyone, but I really feel that this line is really painful. He's never left us. Yeah, no, I can understand that. Yes, from a material eyes, my material senses, I'm not able to get him. I'm not able to sense him. I'm not able to see him. I'm not able to hear his voice now. But he's still around me. If I'm fully surrendered, even if I'm not fully surrendered, I'm trying to surrender. He's there to help me. I there are few other things also I just want to share that once in one lecture Gurudev was saying that if you want to do pure devotion, if you want to do pure bhakti, you have to associate with right now you're associating with me, you have to have the association of Srila Prabhupada, you have to have the association of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you will have to associate with Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and in a progressive way you have to associate with them. So after hearing that lecture, I went to some senior disciples and one Maharaj, and I just asked, how will this happen? How to do that? Oh, this much time it will take. How this will happen? So we were just discussing and we were just thinking how it will happen, how it will happen, uh, what will happen. Then one day we were hearing some like Gurudev's Hari Katha, and he was glorifying Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, and we were listening to him. Just went back. Uh, it's not that I'm glorifying myself. I'm really glorifying Srila Gurudev. He came in dreams and he said that when I'm speaking about Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, then you are associating with Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. When I'm speaking about Raghunath Das Goswami Pad, when I'm speaking Mana Siksha, that time Raghunath Das Goswami is speaking Mana Siksha. When I'm speaking Brihad Bhagavatamritam, it is Sanatan Goswami Pad. So I just thought that, oh, maybe that dream, maybe it is my imagination. It may be my imagination that, oh, I am just thinking that, oh, through Gurudev, I'm associating with everyone. But how to prove this? Or like, I don't have, like, I have not heard it right now with any, but I was new. So, and then in one Harikatha, sorry, not Harikatha, we were sitting in Gurudev's room in the hall in Delhi Mart. And there were a few brahmacharis sitting over there. They were asking their questions, and I was just standing over there, just to be there in that room. So just pretending that, oh, any kind of assistant, I'm there to assist anyone, not just Gurudev, because to assist Gurudev there are so many, but those so many, I'm there to assist you. And just for their sake, just let me be, just let me remain in that room. I just want to be in that room. I just want to see Gurudev, or to hear something which is happening over here, that question answers or something. Then someone came and asked Gurudev that, Gurudev, is it wrong when I think that when I'm associating with you, I'm associating with the entire Guru Parampara? Because for me, you are representing the entire Guru Parampara. So is it wrong? Then Gurudev just looked at that person. He had that lovely, sweet smile. And then he said, if you are completely surrendered to me, if you're surrendered to me, then it will happen. You will associate with Srila Rupa Goswami Pad through me. You will, you will, you will associate with the entire Guru Parampara through me. And I was really shocked. Oh, that means Gurudev is guiding. The thing which Gurudev spoke in the dreams, he is he's actually guiding. So I know there are many things will just come up. I know I have taken so much of time, or maybe like Malati Didi said, but she was just saying, but she really helped us to know Gurudev more. But I am actually wasting the time because I don't have to. I don't have so much things to speak or to share. So I just what kind of the thing which I have realized, or I can just conclude that yes, he's still there with us, within us, among us, and he's still guiding us. I don't have words because there are few instances or few realization. You don't have words to speak. You yourself are shocked that, oh, how it happened. Oh, it cannot be a coincidence because he's there. So every time I'm actually really, I sometimes fight with my god brothers, even seniors, that how dare you say that he has gone, or he has just left this world. He is still there. He has helped me. He is helping so many. He is helping even those devotees who have not even have taken his darshan. Then how can you say like this? So I'm sorry if I've hurt anyone, but for I feel that he's still here. But yes, through my material eyes, I'm not able to see him. My material senses, I am not able to really feel him. But still, there is something which he's always there, and he's making me feel that I am there. It is me to understand and feel that yes, Srila Gurudev is present over there. I know everything has, like Didi has spoken, that he has fixed our target. Tada Dasyam, these words, it was, I never heard in the other Gaudiya Vaishnav society where I was associating before. I never heard that. We were Ujjwalin Mani, uh, Vilap Kusmandi, these books, never heard of those. What were the glories of six Goswamis? What is Rupanuga? Why? What is Rupanuga? I never heard it, but it is by the grace and by the mercy and blessings of Srila Gurudev. It is the speciality of, as an Acharya, Srila Gurudev, he preached and he showed the entire world that what exactly is Rupanuga. So, yes, I have already taken so much of time. I'm really sorry if I have wasted the time. I know I might have. So I will just, at the end, I will just pray to Srila Gurudev and all the Vaishnavas present over here. Just have your blessings on me. Have your mercy on me that someday I really start feeling him. I still, I really, um, I could say that yes, I am his disciple, that yes, I also can do something for him. I can serve him. Just bless me all. Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhya vicha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Rohini Nandan Prabhu, thank you so much. It was so beautiful. You've put into essence everything, or concluded in such a way of what Srila Gurudev came to give, who he was. And there's so many instances that I've even heard personally from devotees of Srila Gurudev, saying that I have not gone anywhere. So, you know it's about faith. Now is the time where Srila Gurudev tests our faith in how much we actually believe that he is everything and he is my everything. I'm talking about myself, no one else. But this is just, you know, the most wonderful, and it's just, there's so much to say and not enough words, especially in English, to express how one feels. So, but just thank you so much for coming and speaking with us, Rohinanand Prabhu. I really, really appreciate it. It was absolutely beautiful.